Hi Pisces, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for the month of December, and this will be for Pisces sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And I'll also be doing an extended video, so after you're finished watching this, make sure you check the description box down below, and I will leave the link to my Vimeo channel there. So Pisces, let's see what's going on. Earlier when I was meditating on your energy and shuffling, the Three of Swords came out along with the Fool card. So it looks like some of you are about to have some type of breakthrough, or you are trying to have a breakthrough. It looks like you've been stuck on or in a certain situation for a very long time, and you're just now starting to feel that energy let up. Like you're just now starting to feel like you have the strength to move past that. So that is a positive thing. So let's see here. And if you're not feeling like that, that's the energy that's coming in for you. So let's pull for the past position. Pisces past position. Oh, okay. There's Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in reverse, just like I was saying earlier, this talks about someone who is walking back and forth, meaning that one minute they're wanting to move ahead and move on with their lives, and the next minute they are looking behind them and trying to desperately grasp on to the things that they find familiar to them. So I feel like you have been in a cycle or in a situation that is very familiar and comfortable because you've been in it for so long. Like, it's not the type of comfort that is genuinely giving you a peace of mind. It's like the comfort that takes place just off the strength that you've been involved with the situation for a while. So it's kind of difficult for you to let go of that because you've put so much energy and effort into it. Like, as you can see in the cards, I'll turn it right side up so you can really see. As you can see in the cards, the cups represent your emotions. So it represents the time, the energy, and the love that you've put into the situation. And it's difficult for you to walk away because of that. So, well, this is in the past, so it was difficult for you to walk away. So the Four of Cups is also here. So that talks about, as you can see in the card, that talks about being focused on the past. The Three Cups, again, representing emotions and representing specifically past emotions or a past situation that you're very fixated on, or that you were very fixated on. And because you were so fixated on it, it was like hard for you to see any new blessings that might have been coming into your life. What I'm picking up is that some of you have been in these type of dysfunctional patterns or situations, relationships for so long that things that are new and peaceful to you actually give you anxiety. Like, you don't want things that are too peaceful or that are going too smoothly because you're so used to the dysfunction. And it's not anything that you're purposely doing, or it's not something that you have purposely chose. It's not like anybody wants to be addicted to dysfunction. Nobody wants to be addicted to toxic situations. But if you've been dealing with that your whole life, or you've been dealing with that for a long time, it's easy to see why a peaceful situation would feel kind of boring to you and would almost feel like something's wrong with it, you know? So the Nine of Swords being here, again, I feel like with the Nine of Swords, trying to watch what I say here, because I feel like this is a very delicate type of situation. I feel like because this is coming up in the past and these three cards came out together, I almost feel like you might not realize that you actually want to be stuck in a way. And that's why I said I have to watch my words, because I know a lot of people are going through very difficult, heavy things. So I'm not trying to say, oh, you're choosing that, or you like that, you like the type of pain that you're in. I'm not saying that. It's kind of like you're just comfortable with it, or you were comfortable in it, so you didn't want to move out of it. Even if that is a subconscious thing. Like, it doesn't have to be something conscious where you're making the conscious decision to not move away from your pain. It's like you've been in it so long, that's what you identify with. For some of you, it's like your past trauma or your past pain that has taken over your whole identity, and you don't know who you are without it. So that's why it's difficult for you to move forward and start this new path, a new journey in your life, because it's kind of like you don't know who you are without the pain. So that's why you continue to go back to it. Let's move on to the present. I'm also hearing that for some of you, it was a specific situation, like a specific partnership or friendship. Doesn't have to be romantic. Just take it how it resonates. Where you were in and out of that person's life, or they were in and out of your life, kind of like an unstable type of connection, and it's almost like an addiction formed. I'm trying to figure out what I'm hearing. Because I'm hearing it, the message is very strange. Well, it's not that strange. It's kind of like it's hard to sleep at night without this person, or it's hard to function without this person or without this situation, even though the situation is dysfunctional or toxic. Let's pull for the present, Pisces. I'm also hearing that for some of you, it could have been a person that you were dealing with that was making it very clear that they're not losing any sleep over you. And that's something that is extremely painful. It's kind of like you can tell it's an uneven, imbalanced situation where you're in a lot of pain because of an ending, but that other person is not. And that's leaving you feeling very heavy as well. It's like a very heavy energy when you care for and miss someone who doesn't appear to be missing you, or who appears to be just kind of moving on happily with their life. It's hard. That makes it even harder to detach, because not only does this person now leave your life, but they leave your life and then they're happy about it. So you almost feel like, okay, was I the problem now? Was I the problem then? Because how is it that, when we disconnect, this person can just move on with their lives and be fine? And a lot of you could have internalized that as, okay, it must have been me, I'm the issue, which really isn't true. That's just your wounded ego speaking to you. So let's pull for the present. I always try to tell people, like, when you have a breakup or you disconnect with someone and that person is happy and moving on with their lives, that has nothing to do with you. And I say that because I know people on Twitter or on social media, sometimes they'll say, oh, well, I'm not going to cry over somebody who's not crying over me. And I'm like, no, that's not what you do. Because if you are genuinely connected to someone and you disconnect from them and you feel that pain, why would you then ignore your own pain or suppress your feelings just because that other person is not hurting? You see what I'm saying? It's like that has nothing to do with you. If they're not hurting, you should still honor your pain, and you should still be able to feel your pain. It's nothing foolish or shameful about that. It just means that you were more invested and more connected to the person, and that does not mean, that doesn't say anything about your sense of self-worth, So let's see. Let's pull for the present, Pisces. The Queen of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is good. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles in reverse come up for your present position. So a lot of you are feeling abundant. You are focusing on things that make you feel abundant. You're no longer investing energy and effort into people who make you feel left out in the cold and abandoned. Some of you are seeking out help from someone who is a little more mature or who is a little more wise. And if you're not doing that, you're being advised to do that. Because with the Five of Pentacles here, it's difficult to come out of this energy, because as you can see in the picture, it's kind of like the two people in the picture are kind of disabled, handicapped, I guess you could say. And that is a metaphor for how we feel when someone has hurt us, or when someone or a situation has just really disappointed us and kind of left us to fend for ourselves. So it's like we have our physical bodies and then we have our emotional bodies. And just because you can't see it, just because you can't see the emotional body, doesn't mean that it doesn't take a beating just as much as the physical body. You see? So it's like when somebody just leaves you out in the cold and abandons you, it's almost like the equivalent of them breaking your arms or breaking your legs to the point where you can't move or you can't move forward, except it's happening on an emotional level or instead of on a physical level. So there's nothing wrong with going to seek out help or reaching out for comfort or wisdom or guidance. But for a lot of you, I feel like you are just feeling like you are ready to step into this Queen of Pentacles energy. You're ready to get very grounded, to get very realistic about life, to start really manifesting manifesting the things in life that you want, because it is a common trait for Pisces to be kind of in the clouds all the time, to be to kind of idealize people, to see the world with rose-colored glasses. And I do think that that is a superpower of Pisces. That's why so many Pisces are empaths, and they're so compassionate, and they make great spiritual leaders and healers. But sometimes it could be something that works against you, because when your head is always in the clouds and you're always daydreaming, or you're always using escapist tactics, it's very easy to lose touch with reality and lose touch with what's going on around you. And in order for you to manifest the life that you want and to have the things that you want, you have to be grounded, you have to be focused, you have to be in the present moment. So a lot of you are needing to step into that energy, or you are stepping into that energy, is what I'm seeing. So it's kind of like out of your feelings, without dismissing your feelings, but like stepping out of them to the point where they're not drowning you anymore. And like I said, you're able to really get grounded and realistic, so that you can focus on the things that you want to accomplish and the things that you want to achieve. So, and that can be a bit scary, especially if reality is very harsh. It's a reality that you do not want to face. It can be extremely scary for a Pisces to get grounded, especially because with Pisces being such an empathetic sign, it's like we, and I say we because I'm a Pisces moon, we absorb other people's energy quite easily. So even at times when we're feeling like we're happy or we're okay with life, just the thought of someone else struggling or someone else suffering is enough to make us feel down again. So instead of having this energy of constantly being in your head and thinking about your feelings or your emotions, it's time to put some type of action behind it. So if you're upset or you're sad about a situation, it's time to get grounded and do something to change it. So let's see for December. Let's see for your future outcome, Pisces. Three of Cups in reverse. This Five of Cups wants to keep coming out. I'm so sick of it. This happened in all the readings last month too. So, Five of Cups energy for December. This is the card of grief. Three of Cups in reverse, the other card of grief. So, Pisces, it looks like you are going to be battling a bit of heavy energy in the month of December, but that's nothing new. I'm just tired of it, you know? I'm tired of it. With me being a Pisces moon, I'm just like, more grieving, okay, I guess. But it's like the sooner you go through it, or the sooner you embrace it, the sooner you can get through it instead of trying to escape from it. So I'm feeling like some of you are needing to stop trying to escape and to just face the reality of whatever is going on around you, face the things that are hurting you, and kind of like meet them head on, so that they can't keep on following you or chasing you, because whatever you run from will continue to chase you, and whatever you chase will run from you. So when you are chasing happiness or chasing peace, knowing that you're trying to run away from a heavy feeling, that feeling is just going to be right behind you, because you have to face it and transform it and transmute it instead of running from it. The Three of Cups, I'm reading it as your close circle kind of falling apart. So for some of you, you had to let go of some friends, or you had to remove someone from your life who once made you very happy, and so that is what you are pretty much grieving. But then you're also grieving, you know, who you are when you're with these people, or when you're with that person. And that's what I always say. Sometimes it's not about us grieving the loss of the person. Sometimes it's also grieving, you know, the fact that this person or these people brought out the best side of you, or they made you feel some type of way, you know, that you feel like you can't feel on your own. And so that could be what this grieving is about. So I feel like your challenge for the month of December is trying to really work through this heavy energy and kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, even though it could look very bleak right now. Some of you could be going through the dark night of the soul, but things are going to get better. And I'm reading also this Five of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles as the winter time. It's kind of like during the winter, December, January, February, you're going to be moving kind of through this heavy energy, and you're going to be transmuting it as you face it and as you feel it and deal with it. And then by the springtime, it looks like you emerge as a whole new person. And that can also be quite scary. The Devil card is here in the reverse. So the Devil card in reverse is a good thing because that talks about letting go of anything that keeps you bound and stuck. Like as you can see in the Devil card in the upright is two people who are kind of chained together. So the Devil card represents things that keep you against your will, like things that you are addicted to, things that are compulsive, things that you feel like you just can't help, and they're negative things. They're things that take from you, and they're things that drain you. And a Pisces can easily fall into this energy because, like I said, Pisces are like energetic sponges, and they soak up their environment. So it's easy to fall into this very dark, heavy energy when you're not doing anything to combat it, or when you're not aware that you are soaking up your surroundings. So I feel like anything that has any type of power or control over you that you just feel like you can't let go, the month of December is going to be a good time for you to face those things head on, because the Six of Wands is here. And that means success. That means spiritual success, a spiritual upgrade. It's like your soul is growing and elevating through whatever this challenge is. All you have to do is face the challenge head on and not run from it, and don't give up. So don't be afraid of yourself. Like, don't be afraid of looking at yourself in the mirror, acknowledging the things that are wrong, acknowledging the things that are hurting you, and really giving yourself that love and that compassion. Don't be afraid of that heavy energy that a lot of Pisces, like I said, because we feel so much, we try to run away from. And there's nothing to fear about it. Once you actually start sitting down and feeling that pain and letting it come up, you'll come to find that there's really nothing to be afraid of. Pain is just a feeling, and it's just a part of the human experience. And I do think that Pisces have a hard time being human. I personally think that Pisces have reincarnated here from some type of mystical land where it's just unconditional love all the time. So sometimes it can be very shocking to be in human form and to see that not everybody has your best interest. Sorry, my camera died if the angle changed. But like I was saying, sometimes it's kind of shocking for a Pisces to come to that realization that, you know, not everyone has your best interest at heart. Not everybody has good intentions. There are some people who are going to try to hurt you. There are some people who are going to hurt you in a way that's going to stick with you. So, like I said, this is a big challenge for Pisces. In the month of December, you're being called to kind of step up to the plate, to face those fears head on, to face reality, and to not let it cause you to become jaded or bitter. It's like what I'm saying is like your spiritual task or your goal for December should be to remain who you are despite what you have been through. So as you're facing this pain, as you're allowing it to come up, as you're allowing yourself to feel it, make sure that it is not causing you to be bitter, and make sure that it's not causing you to become like the type of people who have inflicted this on you, you know? But like I said, this is positive because Six of Wands, Devil in reverse, that's victory. Victory over all the things that keep you stuck and bound, all those thoughts that tell you that you're not good enough, all those thoughts that tell you that you're not worthy or that you're not deserving, all those people who, you know, you want to just let go of, but you feel this pull to them even though they're not good for you. All of those things are coming to a close in December if you make the conscious decision to face them head on and to stop escaping from your pain and to really face it and heal it. So that is that, Pisces. I'm going to extend this reading in the description box down below. We have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck as well, so I'm going to clarify that in the extended video. And I'm also doing a whole nother monthly tarot check-in spread at the or in the extended video as well. So there will be two spreads, me clarifying this card and then a second spread. So I will leave the link to that video down below. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you over on Vimeo. Bye.